So the movers arrive, okay, and they're picking up stuff. You know, they're coming, they're picking up boxes. I don't know how many boxes I had in the end. I think 35, but I had like a lot of small ones. So like, you know, not like they're pretty small because I ordered the wrong ones. But anyway, so they pick everything up, take a couple furniture bits like my shelves and, you know, all the boxes and whatever clothes and stuff like that. And then they leave. They go to, you know, they come here and they drop everything off. And I'm like, okay, great. All I have to do now is focus on cleaning. I'm cleaning, you know, kitchen, living room, and I'm like shifting whatever's left over and like whatever else I have to throw out. I like shift it as I'm like cleaning through the house. So from the living room to the kitchen to the spare room to the storage room and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like I'm almost done. And I'm just sort of like trying to freshen up a bit before I have to go. Because I had like a car booked for, I think 5. But then I pushed it back an hour. Because I wanted to try to get all the cleaning done. Everything that I needed to get done before I left. I get a knock on the door at 5:30. And the guy at the front desk is like, I don't know if you're aware, but 10 of your boxes are on the 3rd floor. And I'm like, like, what do you mean? What do you mean 10 of my boxes are on? I looked at him in just pure disbelief. Like, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. And then he just showed me this picture. Okay. 10 boxes. Yeah, luckily I didn't leave at 5. Okay, so, well, I assume, so when it first happened, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I have, like 30 something minutes, or I think like 40 minutes to figure out what to do here. Like, you know, do I go downstairs? I have to go downstairs. I literally started crying because I was so stressed. Like, I'd been like I'm sleep deprived, just overworked, stressed, trying to clean the house, you know, making sure it's like in good condition before I leave. So, you know, whatever. And when he told me, I literally just started crying because I was like at my limit. I was just so tired, so sleep deprived, so overworked. I couldn't handle. I think if I was like less stressed, I would have been okay. But, you know, knowing I had, the guy who was driving me was downstairs waiting. So I was like, oh my god, what do I do here? Yeah, it was really stressful because I'm like, oh my god, they've left 10 of my belongings here. Like, imagine if the guy at the front desk didn't spot those 10 boxes. Imagine if I lived in a building where it maybe was a little more rough. Maybe somebody would steal them. I don't know. Like, something could have happened to those boxes. I would have come here and been like, where's my stuff? Yeah, what if it was my Eren Yeager shrine? Like, what the hell? So, so I rang up the helpline and I was like, oh, actually, no. They were closed. But the day before, some lady who works from home rang me to say, like, I've got the driver coming at this time, etc., etc. Some lady. And so I rang her and she picked up and I was like, thank fuck. And I told her what happened and she was like kind of in denial. She's like, that's crazy. That's never happened. What do you mean? No, there's no way. There's no way. Like, and I'm like, I'm not making this up, bro. Like, they legit left 10 of my boxes on the 3rd floor. Or not even just an image. So this is where it gets funny. This is where it gets like insane. So she's like, okay, I'll talk to, you know, the drivers, and like literally she was like in disbelief and denying it. And then she called the drivers and they were like, no, we didn't do that. no, it wasn't. No, 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 no. We didn't do that. It 100% wasn't us. And I was like, well, it wasn't me. Like, I did not take 10 of my boxes down to the 3rd floor. What would I do? What is that going to achieve? What is that going to achieve? Yeah, they did not want to take accountability. So here's what I think happened. Here's what I think happened. Somebody had pressed the button for the 3rd floor. The mover assumed that it was the ground floor and just took out all the boxes on the 3rd floor. That's what I think happened. Even though the ground floor is like tile and the actual apartment floors have carpet, and he obviously knew what the ground floor looked like. He just wasn't paying attention. Clearly, he wasn't paying attention. Like, I get it. Human error. We all make mistakes. Fine. But I just didn't appreciate the adamant, like, denial. Like, no, it wasn't us. We didn't do that. Like, trying to claim it was me. She spoke to her manager, the woman, and then she's like, oh, is there footage? Is there, like, see, you know, can you prove? I'm like, but why do I have to prove it? Or, like, why do I have to prove that they've done this? Like, I showed them every single room that had the boxes that needed to be taken. Anyway, the lovely guy at the front desk was nice enough to go through the footage in the elevator. And yeah, there was footage of the guy, and you could see number 3 on the monitor as well. You could see 3, and you could see him taking out the boxes. Yeah, she was like, oh yeah, do you have footage? And I was like, yeah, I do. I mean, I shouldn't have to provide you with CCTV footage, but here you go. So yeah, and I sent it to the support lady that I was speaking to, and she's like, oh my god, that's crazy, I can't believe that, blah blah blah. Yeah, it was, you know, they were trying to like sort of argue it with me, and I'm like, I'm the customer, like, yeah, it was like, I felt like they were calling me a liar, like I had done this, and I'm like, well, it's not me. Anyway, so I was in the car on the way after I'd, like, you know, taken everything into the car and like blah blah blah, and she was like, yeah, we'll arrange a recovery pickup. But it was a lot of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? Well, this is what happens when you don't supervise. This is what happens when you don't freaking supervise the move. Because I was in the apartment and they were doing the up and down, you know, take the boxes down. Next time I know. I shouldn't have to number boxes and do all this shit, but clearly, you know, people are just not on it, right? They're not doing their jobs properly. You pay for 30 boxes to be moved. Surely there was only 20 in the van. Well, yeah, there was 10 boxes missing. They didn't do an inventory check. They booked a recovery pickup, so I left all the boxes in the hallway in the apartment. The guy at the front desk had the key to let them in, and they did. They picked up my stuff. It was arranged to be delivered the next day. They picked up my stuff at, it was meant to be between 9 and 11. Try not to make a 9/11 joke here, but 9 and 11, and then they were like, oh no, it would be between 12 and like 1 or something. They eventually picked it up, and they were like, oh yeah, we'll be there around like, you know, 5. Oh no, actually 7. Oh, actually 9:45. Oh, actually, no, we'll be there at like midnight. So yeah, I got my boxes at like midnight. I mean, I got them in the end, but like, Jesus Christ. Sure, usually you have to pay extra to get your box. So the guy was telling me that they had jobs. I felt really bad for them, to be fair. Like, it was like 2 older guys. And they'd clearly been working all day. And they clearly had like multiple jobs. No, I felt bad. They looked like they were really struggling when they eventually came here. He was like, oh, don't hold it against us, don't hold it against us. Like, really worried that, you know, we're gonna say, well, I was gonna say, like, leave a bad review or something, but oh, I was so done. I was, yeah, it's just like, just fucking, just deliver my shit. The freaking first movers broke my damn pot. The bastards. Those bastards broke my wonderful pot. I know. I know. I'm so sad. It was such a nice pot. It's like ceramic. It's like really damn heavy. And they broke my pot. I know. It's such a nice one. Yeah, now it's just a pipe. This is the thumbnail picture. So sad.